Imagine if you could buy countries from your personal account, but you have to beg your accountant for permission to enter your own house. Pause, then matter of fact. That's exactly what happened in 1937. You've probably never heard of this because it happened almost 90 years ago. His name was William Randolph Hearst, and if you've never heard of him, here's what you need to know in 10 seconds. He built a media company it would take me generations to build. 28 newspapers, 13 magazines, 8 radio stations, 2 movie companies, 250,000 acres of land, all valued at $220 million. And he lost it all. Before you lose $220 million too, like this video and subscribe. Because the problem wasn't money mismanagement. It was misplacement.
You might be thinking he was already a made billionaire. No. He dropped out of college because he was expelled for pranking his professors. William's dad was a mining tycoon turned senator. On a cold morning, William asked his dad for something impossible to resist, a failing newspaper in San Francisco called The Examiner. His dad said yes. Weird, right? Why would a dad hand his son a failing business? That one newspaper became the blueprint for modern media as we know it. Big headlines, sensational stories, whatever it took to get eyes on the page. By 1930, his newspaper was read by 20 million people daily. He didn't own the newspaper. He owned your opinion.
But here's what almost nobody knows about Hearst's empire. The newspapers that made him famous, they weren't actually what was paying his bills. By 1935, Hearst was untouchable. 28 newspapers, 18 magazines by some counts, including titles you still read today, like Cosmopolitan and Good Housekeeping. He built himself an actual castle, Hearst Castle, on 250,000 acres of California coastline. Zebras, camels, kangaroos roaming the property like it was his personal zoo. Because it was? Like, is this man a zoo-maniac? He had an art collection no single man in history had ever built. Here's the twist nobody talks about. His newspapers probably never made him a dime. The thing secretly funding his entire glamorous empire the whole time? His mining, ranching, and forestry businesses. Slowly emphasizing the boredom. Quiet, boring, unglamorous. Hearst wasn't a newspaper genius. He was a rich man's son who found an expensive hobby and got away with it for 3 decades. Then, something happened that ruined his luxurious castle for good. The Great Depression swept in. The stock market's heartbeat suddenly started to fail. He tried selling another round of bonds just to keep his empire alive. His investors refused. His financial crisis was now public. This billionaire now had $126 million in debt and couldn't even pay the interest, let alone the loan itself. Now the courts came for him. Hearst, who decided what America read and what America thought, was now just an employee, taking orders in his own company. He let go of most of his household staff. His house must have been as quiet as the moon. He sold his exotic animals, the zoo he built, to the LA Zoo. The animals, we can finally breathe. He started paying rent to live in his own castle. His salary got slashed to $500,000 a year. His annual dividend, $700,000, was cut off completely. Broke, dude. To avoid bankruptcy, he asked his lover Marion Davies for help. Out of the goodness of her heart, she sold her jewelry, stocks, and bonds and gave Hearst a $1 million loan. She found him another loan from a rival newspaper owner, too. Construction on his castle, the one thing that symbolized everything he'd built, including himself, stopped completely. For 10 years. He wrote to his own mother during this time, "I guess I'm a failure." As if things weren't bad enough, World War II happened. Suddenly, everyone wanted news again. Circulation and revenue came back. By 1945, an 82-year-old Hearst finally regained control of his own finances. He died in 1951, leaving a fortune worth roughly $2.4 billion in today's money. But here's the funniest and most painful part. Control of his empire didn't go to his 5 sons. It went to a board of trustees. And to this day, the Hearst family only holds 5 of 13 votes on their own company's board. Their blood, their sweat. He built an empire so big, even his own family couldn't fully inherit it. Hearst rebuilt his fortune, but he never fully got back what he lost: control. So what does this tell you? Your assets don't equal your value. Subscribe to this channel now because you're about to meet a man who predicted his own success, but lost it all in one tap. Comment below. Would you have kept building the castle or cut your losses the moment the money got tight?